The period of silence has officially expired. For the past several weeks, you were commanded to hold your position. You were instructed to endure the heavy restrictions of Saturn, to metabolize the wealth of the Venus-Jupiter portal, and to sit in the absolute, crushing stillness of the gravitational pause. You were told to seal the vault. If you followed the protocol, your vessel is now incredibly dense. You are no longer running on kinetic panic. You are running on crystallized structural power. Now, the architecture of reality demands that you use it. Look at the screen. Look at the sovereign. She is no longer sitting in the dark room. She has stepped back out into the center of the matrix. The chaotic, glitching, red digital noise is swirling around her. The panic of the masses, the desperation of the market, the endless, meaningless chatter of the collective mind. But she is not overwhelmed. She does not raise her hands to defend herself. She does not shrink. She embodies the magician. She simply opens her mouth and she speaks. And as she speaks, a perfect, heavy sound wave of golden sacred geometry rolls outward. It does not fight the red noise. It simply overrides it. Wherever the golden wave touches, the chaos instantly snaps into a flawless, silent, symmetrical grid. The matrix obeys the frequency of her voice. Today is June 23rd. The cosmos has aligned in a flawless trine between Mercury and Jupiter. Today, your voice becomes the ultimate weapon of mass expansion. But to use this code, you must completely unlearn everything the modern world has taught you about how to be heard. To understand the magnitude of today's portal, you must understand the exact nature of the astrological machinery at work. Mercury is the architect of the mind. It governs your words, your contracts, your offers, and the exact method by which you transmit your internal reality into the external world. Mercury is the messenger. Jupiter is the colossal amplifier. It is the planetary force of sovereignty, immense wealth, and boundless expansion. Jupiter takes whatever it touches and multiplies its scale by a factor of 10. When these two planets form a trine, an exact 120-degree angle of sacred geometry, there is zero friction. There is no Saturnian wall to punch through. There is no chaotic square to navigate. A trine is a perfectly lubricated, unobstructed channel. Today, the matrix drops its firewalls. The algorithm of reality is uniquely primed to catch your signal and broadcast it across the entire network. Any word you speak today, any offer you launch, any boundary you set, and any decree you make will carry 10 times its normal gravitational weight. The radius of your impact is maximized. But this is where the masses make their fatal miscalculation. They misunderstand the physics of expansion. Look around you at the digital landscape. It is entirely composed of the red noise. People are screaming for attention. They are posting frantically, trying to warm up their audiences. They are using psychological manipulation, fake urgency, and desperate hype to force the matrix to look at them. They believe that if they just speak louder, if they just post more often, if they just run faster, they will finally be heard. This is the behavior of the subordinate. This is the behavior of someone who possesses zero internal density. When you yell, you signal to the universe that you believe you are small. When you hype, you signal to the universe that your product lacks inherent value. When you desperately try to convince someone, you signal that you are not the authority. The matrix does not respond to desperation. The matrix is a mirror of structural density. It simply reflects your internal state. If you speak from a place of kinetic panic, the universe will broadcast kinetic panic, and your audience will instinctively repel you. On June 23rd, If you try to use the Mercury-Jupiter trine to hustle, to scream, or to beg, Jupiter will take your desperation and multiply it by 10. You will permanently damage your foundation. You do not need to yell, you need gravity. To utilize the code of June 23rd, you must embody the archetype of the magician. The magician is the master of the elements. He does not ask reality for permission, he informs reality of its new shape. Look at the sovereign on your screen. Her voice possesses gravity because her words are anchored in the heavy, dense gold she integrated over the past 2 weeks. She is not trying to convince the red noise to stop. She is ordering it to stop, simply by broadcasting a superior, heavier frequency. True authority is quiet. True power is spoken at a normal volume. When a sovereign issues a decree, they do not raise their voice. They speak slowly. They leave space between their words. They know that the sheer weight of their intention is enough to bend the air in the room. Today, your communication must transition from emotional persuasion to structural fact. You are not asking a client to buy your service. You are informing them that the door to your empire is currently open. You are not begging a partner to respect your boundaries. You are establishing a concrete wall and stating the coordinates. You are not hoping the launch works. You are deploying a flawless architectural blueprint into the market. Your voice must become the tuning fork. When you strike a heavy tuning fork, every other object in the room that vibrates at a lesser frequency is forced to align with it. Be the heaviest vibration in the room. How do you weaponize the Mercury-Jupiter trine today? How do you ensure your broadcast rewrites the matrix? Execute the protocol of sovereign transmission. Step 1. The elimination of the apologetic lexicon. Before you speak, before you write the email, before you launch the offer, you must brutally audit your language. The magician does not use words that leak power. Strip your vocabulary of just, maybe, I think, and hopefully. Remove the question marks from the end of your statements. Do not apologize for your pricing. Do not justify your existence. Your message must be stripped down to pure, unyielding titanium. Step 2. The alignment of the avatar. Jupiter expands the truth of who you are. Before you transmit, you must step fully into the avatar of the sovereign. Correct your physical posture. Plant your feet on the floor. Drop your shoulders. Breathe into the bottom of your stomach. If your physical vessel is contracted in fear, your words will carry the frequency of a victim. Expand your physical presence, and your energetic radius will automatically follow. Step 3. The delivery of the decree. Launch the product. Send the contract. Make the declaration. Do it with absolute, cold certainty. Speak to your audience not as a peer begging for their attention, but as the architect inviting them into a superior structure. Your offer is not a plea for their money. It is a heavy golden anchor that you are throwing into their chaotic ocean to save them. Step 4. The silence after the strike. This is the most critical step of the magician's protocol. Once the word is spoken, once the offer is launched, you must immediately close your mouth. Do not double back. Do not over-explain. Do not fill the uncomfortable silence with nervous chatter. When you drop a heavy golden boulder into a lake, you do not jump in and try to push the ripples faster. You stand on the shore and watch the ripples expand. The Mercury-Jupiter trine is your multiplier. Let Jupiter do the heavy lifting. Your only job is to drop the mass. The matrix is listening. The channel is wide open. All the restriction, all the auditing, all the heavy lifting of June has led to this exact coordinate in time. You have the mass. You have the density. Now you have the microphone. Stop treating your life's work like a secret you are afraid to share. Stop treating your voice like a nuisance. You are the architect. You are the magician. Your words are the code that programs the reality around you. When you speak today, do not speak to the noise. Speak through it. Let your voice carry the crushing weight of your sovereignty. Let your message unfold with the mathematical perfection of sacred geometry. Make your declaration. Launch your empire. Speak the structural fact. And then, watch as the entire world quietly reorganizes itself to align with the gravity of your voice.